episode 4 of the APDA Videocast Series. Today we're looking at the basics of weight pull training for competition. If you do not plan to compete with your dog but instead want to use weight pulling to improve his overall physical conditioning, please take a look at episode 3 of our series. Ideally, if you are training for competition, you'll have the opportunity for your dog to pull on regulation equipment at a training facility or club. Realistically, however, much of your training will need to be done at home using resistance dragging, also covered in detail in episode 3. Hopefully, you'll be able to find a club or trainer nearby. Both you and your dog will benefit from the experience of working in a very different environment than your own backyard. Plus, while you are handling your dog, experienced weight pullers can observe you and give you advice on how to improve. Eventually, you and your dog will be pulling in a competition chute on regulation equipment. Each weight pull sanctioning organization has specific rules regarding equipment and pulling surfaces. Competitions may be held with everything from sleds on snow to wheeled carts on carpet or packed dirt to carts on heavy rails. We'll be focusing on training appropriate to APDA sanctioning and rules, which specifies carts with pneumatic tires on surfaces such as carpet or packed dirt. With proper training right from the start, your dog can pull with a very good body position and a smooth, even effort, just as Golly is doing here. Remember, there are many different training methods for any activity you do with your dog. No single method is perfect for every dog, and it may take some time and practice to learn the best one for you to use. We'll present just one method here. Even if your dog has pulled around home, the first time she pulls a competition cart will be a very different experience. Here with Benson, we have placed a few food rewards in a straight line down the chute for her first pull. We want to encourage Benson to focus forward on the food rather than on the strange new cart following behind her. Robin uses the hand closest to her to point to the ground, reinforcing that focus. For most dogs, this trail of breadcrumbs is only used for the first one or perhaps two pulls, just long enough so they can adjust to the feel of the cart behind them. By the second or third pull, you can start hiding the food reward in your hand as you encourage your dog. First, hold small treats in the hand closest to your dog, your right hand if your dog is on your right, and your left hand if he's on your left. Take a short step forward and point to the ground, just as you did when the food was already there. When your dog starts to pull and reaches your hand, drop the treat on the ground, take another short step, and repeat the pointing. Don't stop to wait for your dog, but keep moving forward, encouraging your dog all the way down the chute. Be warned, this is harder than it looks. As your dog gains confidence, you'll continue to increase the spacing between rewards. You want him to continue his forward momentum, resulting in as smooth a pull as possible. Your eventual goal is to reward only at the end of a successful pull, and ultimately the food reward can be set aside for high praise at the end of a run. Note that in competition, you are not permitted to have food in the pulling chute, and different organizations have specific rules regarding when food rewards can be given at their events. This point and reward system is also very effective for teaching your dog to pull with his head down, close to the ground. The head down position provides your dog with stability and allows him to use his entire body from front to back as efficiently as possible while he pulls. In turn, this helps prevent inappropriate stress or strain on his body, especially as weights increase. And learning the best technique right from the start means your dog won't have to relearn how to pull correctly later. With time, patience, practice, and confidence, your dog may eventually be able to distance pull. That is, when you release your dog, you cross the finish line of the competition chute and then call your dog from there. But remember, dogs, like people, learn at different rates. While you may be able to successfully call your dog from a distance pulling lower weights, once you start asking more from your dog, adding more weight, you may need to move in closer to call him. As he gains confidence at the new weight, you can then start to increase that distance again. Whether pulling at home or at a training facility or club, here are a few important safety reminders. No matter what equipment you are using to train and condition your dog, always take the time to check it thoroughly before every training session. The health and safety of your dog depends on it. Always be sure the equipment you are using is safely and securely hooked to a properly fitted weight pull harness. The clip you use should be secure, yet easy to hook and unhook. And never, ever attach any weight to your dog's collar. A cart backer, the person at the back of the cart who stops the forward motion at the end of each pull, is an absolute must. If your dog stops and the cart continues to roll forward unchecked, it could easily roll into your dog. Even if he isn't injured, a bump from behind could severely affect his confidence and cause a training setback that could take a long time to repair. Keep an eye on your dog, especially when first preparing to pull, to ensure he's not tangled in the harness or other equipment. And be sure the equipment itself does not get tangled up. Recognize that even small changes can make a big difference to your dog. Here, Vegas is pulling a lightweight she's pulled dozens of times, but the addition of a camera at the end of the pulling chute makes her nervous. Once Lisa moves in closer, it gives Vegas the confidence boost she needs to start her pull. So remember that whenever there is a change in your training that makes your dog's task more demanding, you need to make that training session a little easier. If you increase the weight he's pulling, then move closer when you call him. In extreme temperatures, you may want to decrease the weight he pulls. If you're pulling in a new area or with extra distractions around, you'll need to increase the reinforcements you give. Make sure you're not asking too much from your dog. Watch for signs of overheating in the warm weather or getting too cold in the winter. And stop your activity immediately if your dog shows any signs of illness or physical injury. Increase the weight your dog pulls in small increments. If your dog cannot pull the weight, then decrease it and work to improve their physical conditioning before increasing it again. We've given you a very brief overview of training your dog for competition, and we hope that you and your canine companion enjoy your new adventures. But remember, a video is no substitute for working directly with a trainer or experienced weight puller. Thanks for watching, and happy pulling! Point. Oh, point. What? Oh, poor baby. Good girl. Yes. Good point.